Hello adventurers, hope you're doing well. So it's time for another video, and this time we have to go back and talk about housing because there's a real issue over here. And I made another video a while back talking about housing fixes that were on the way. And honestly, like overall, I would say like the fact that developers take action into, fixing these bugs and issues and everything, of course they have to. But at the pace at which they do is really, in my opinion, it's really appreciated. But there is a much bigger issue when it comes to housing, and we need to talk about that because many people have done this, and the more people talk about these problems, the more they'll come to light, and the more chances there are that eventually this will be fixed. Now, I do want to bring this up real quick, but me personally, I'm not that big on housing because I'm not doing it. I'm not, going into housing. I don't buy a house for the sake of decoration. I bought my house for the FC and everything simply because of the workshop aspect, because it was content and I wanted to do that content, but it was, locked behind an FC. So I made my own FC. I got the house, and after 15 crucial, excruciating hours of standing there, spamming the placard, because I didn't know that there were, specific windows where the plot was prone to opening up, I spent 15 hours over there just clicking on the dumb placard, and it was really frustrating. But eventually I got it. This is not okay. As you can see right now, this tweet was made a few days ago. And basically, one person bought an entire ward of plots, like smalls, mediums, large, like real quick. This is not one FC. This is one person who has possibly made multiple FCs, because I'm pretty sure that you can only have one plot per FC. Like if you buy another one, you'll have to relocate to it, and then, it's basically gone, because right, regardless of whatever the case might be, whichever way he did this, it's not okay. It's straight up not okay. Like, even if you're not into housing, right? If you're just an apartment Andy, this is not okay. Think about it. Like, think about how much guilt this person essentially had to buy all these plots. Think about what happened. And this is just one thing to put at it, right? So many people have talked about how Square Enix can fix housing in 14, right? A lot of people have been vocal about one house per account, like account-wide stuff. Other people have had other suggestions for the housing. In my opinion, I think that if Island Sanctuary turns out to be what some people think it might be, it could potentially be a fix for the housing situation we have over here. The second thing that I want to talk about over here, the lottery system. Like I've seen people defend this, right? Like people say that this person just played by the rules and got every plot. Like just because something is possible doesn't mean you should do it. Just because you're doing something, that doesn't mean it's right. Like just because you're able to do something does not mean that you should do it. It's not okay. So I want to talk about what I think that Square Enix can do to fix housing. Here's what I think. The whole one house per account thing is really valid, but I cannot say whether it's fine or not, considering that Island Sanctuary is on the way, and we really don't know much about the mode still. Like we don't know what it's going to be like. Whether it's going to be an instant housing thing where anyone, in your friend list or whatever can just pop into it and, come by and visit. Or if it'll have some sort of restrictions when it comes to, land size, like small, mediums, large, stuff like that. The initial info we had was, it kind of made it feel like Final Fantasy XIV Farmville, something like that. I mean, not actually Farmville, but you get the point, right? But that is one way to fix the housing situation, if they can add the social elements to it and everything. But right now, one house per account is a really valid way to fix the situation, because this lottery system is going to be like this. It's perfectly fine. Like, I'm not talking about the bug. I'm talking about the system, the concept itself. It's really good. It's way better than what we had before. And anyone who disagrees with this, regardless of, opinion or whatever, objectively speaking, the previous system that we had was just not very good. Let's be honest. It was not very good. And standing over there for 15 hours or visiting that plot every few hours just to be sure that, it's not up and, spam the placard a little bit. That's not it. That's not it. It's just garbage. So I'm glad that the lottery system is here because it gives everyone a fair chance. However, this can be exploited, as we can see right over here. It can be exploited. And the only way to prevent this is to add a restriction. And unless that restriction is added, there really, can't be any solution. This is going to be commonplace, because this is just one server, right? But there can be multiple servers. There can be multiple servers. And I'll get to this later because there's a reason why it can be the case. And this will be addressed, most likely it will. But now let's go back, go to the game and see why actually this is a problem. Because when you go to the Ishgard place, right, you go to the Aetheryte and check the housing wards and stuff. So let's check the residential district tabs. This is what we have over here. These are all FC wards. Like, let's take a look. So this is the first ward. This is the first 30 plots. If you switch over to the other one, this is it. Wow. I've never seen so many empty plots. Like, if this was the case back when I was looking for a house in Shirogane and stuff like that, hell yeah, I would have spent 15 hours to, like, get a plot. I was actually aiming for a medium one. If I'm being honest, I was going for a medium plot in Shirogane, but guess what? I couldn't get it. It was full. It was full. And I love Shirogane. Like, that aesthetic is really, something that I vibe with. Shirogane, Ishgard, and I would say Gridania. Like, if I had to rank those three, I would say Ishgard, Shirogane, and then Gridania. So the 1, 2, like, these are all FC words. 3, and if you go to 5, 6, all of these, like, it's the same story, right? It's the same story. These are all FC words. It's not good. So many empty plots. Like, you straight up just go and bar this. And then you go over to this one, the last 6 wards, and these are all personal housing. Oh, there's one plot. Or what? Like, quite a few plots, small plots for sale. They're really cool. Oh, there's a medium one as well. The one disadvantage over here that's really big for personal housing is that the demolishing aspect. And the thing about that is, if you actually play the game and you care about housing, right? If like you're passionate about the whole decoration aspect and all that stuff, you won't really be getting your house demolished. But things can happen in real life, and that restriction is really, it's a double-edged sword in my opinion. Like, not only is it helpful for people to get more houses, but, for those with an actual circumstance might suffer as well. But, that's just, I digress on that. But as we saw, like, we only have 6 wards over here for personal housing. Like, what is this? What is this? Like, people want more personal housing than FCs, and this is not really, fulfilling the demand. And Zeno made a video on this as well, and he talked about the housing situation, and he brought some good points. So the thing is, he, asked us if it was like this on every server for the FC housing. Guess what? It is. Like, I have an alt in Sargatanos as well, and my main over here, like, we can travel to other servers as well, right? So it's pretty much like this everywhere. Like, what is this? Like, this is not the bug. This was not the bug. Because I was checking the wards as well, like when the housing system was released, the new district, and it was pretty much like this. This is not okay. The thing is, the players want personal housing, and there are a lot of reasons for that. One of the reasons is the fact that they're passionate about the housing thing, and they are passionate about the whole decorative aspect. Why? Because this thing, housing is a form of art and expression. That's what I honestly believe. Why? Because you are spending some time to come up with these great, pieces of work. I've seen some stuff online, and one of my friends used to be and a fanatic when it comes to the whole decoration thing, and I feel like that's why people want personal housing. Of course, you can decorate an FC house as well, but and like it's an FC house. Like it's pretty much obvious what the difference is between your personal decorative house and then the FC house. And this is not okay. Like housing is a crucial aspect of the game. I say that because it's a form of expression, of art. In my other video, I said that you shouldn't really be too mad if you don't get a house in a video game. And that was in relation to people tweeting out stuff and, just being impatient and harsh and all that. That wasn't like if something in a video game is frustrating you to the point where you have to go online and type stuff, directed at the developers, anyone at all. That is a problem. But when you subtract that factor and what's left is just the game itself, it's not okay. It's an element of the game, a really solid element of the game, and it should be available to everyone. Like everyone should have at least one house. And I'm talking about personal, not the FC one. Now here's the thing. Based on what Island Sanctuary can actually be, the potential it has, it may just resolve the entire problem of the player base when it comes to personal housing. Why? Because if it's a simulator where you can build your own stuff and raise farms and animals and build houses, stuff like that, whatever. This is just me, thinking or imagining stuff. But if it's that good and people can actually come and visit your place or whatever you want to call it, Island Sanctuary, your home, whatever, it's going to be really good. And it's going to add another layer to the social element of this game, which is already pretty good. Let's be honest. And that'll be a good thing for the community itself, the game itself. What I think Square Enix should do here is that they should crack down on this whole, exploit thing that people can actually do right now for the housing. Because in my opinion, guess what? Here's another thing. And people might not agree with this, but we have the whole, lewd portraits, adventure portraits over here right now on one hand, and then on the other hand, we have the housing issue. Guess which one is the, the bigger deal? Pretty obvious, right? It's the housing. This needs to be fixed ASAP. I just want to give my thoughts on this. Island Sanctuary has the potential to resolve each and every problem that players have in this game when it comes to personal housing. Really, it has the potential. However, if one thing I'm concerned about is that if they introduce Island Sanctuary and make it so good, what will happen to the standard housing system? So when I think about this point itself, it makes me wonder, what is Island Sanctuary actually gonna be? And we have 6.1, 6.2, 4 months away. We only have 4 months left till the Sanctuary comes out. It's the next big thing. If housing in this game is honestly a big problem. I've been playing this game for 5 years, man. This is not cool. This is not cool. 5 years, I had a personal house once. I'm not sure how the hell I got it, but I got it. And it was demolished. That's right, it was demolished. Why? Because I stopped playing the game. I was not able to play during the Shadowbringers life cycle, and I'm really disappointed about that. But that's a story for another time. This needs to be fixed ASAP, and if they can fix Living Dead and Blood Weapon, guess what? They can fix this, and they probably will. Just vocalize the stuff. They'll probably fix it. These wards, here's the thing, right? As we saw, we had around what, 18 wards for FC housing, and they're all pretty much empty. It'll take some time for these to fill up, because guess what? Most of the FCs have houses already present in other districts. So that's another thing to consider. Most people can relocate, of course, but who would go through the hassle, right? Think about it. However, that still doesn't justify the fact that all of these wards are for FCs and these 6 are for personal housing. What they should have actually done, in my opinion, is that make it a 50-50 split, right? We have 24 wards, so the half of this would be... So they should have done a 50-50 split, so that would basically mean like each ward would have 60 plus, and then we'd have like, 6 and 12 wards for personal housing. That would have been a lot better. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Square Enix needs to fix this. I'm positive they will. Looking forward to what solution they come up with. Island Sanctuary is the next big thing. I hope it is the solution to all of the problems that people have with player housing. Like, a lot of other games have done this well. There is no reason for them not to do so. So yeah, looking forward to this. I just want to give my thoughts on this, whole housing issue real quick, because I have faith in the developers and given their track record and how they approach the problems of the player base. Not to put them on a pedestal or something like that, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. So that's pretty much about it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new here. I'll be making more Final Fantasy XIV content, including but not limited to PvE. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate the support, and I'll catch you later. Have a good day.